vProtect supports multiple sources as far as the data protection is concerned. It can protect virtual environments, applications, and storage. Application backup is a generic mechanism in vProtect. It allows you to integrate quickly your script or any arbitrary command and invoke it either over SSH or directly on the node. So it means that you can provide in Agentless application backup towards any basically application that you have, or collect some specific file system level configuration, any sort of hypervisor configuration. So it fits well into also container world. Now in the application tab, notice that I have instances, execution configuration, and backup SLAs. Let's start with the execution configuration. This is actually a template on describing how you protect your source. Notice that I have several already in place. I have DB2, I have Git repository, I have Kubernetes etcd for instance, and Mysql Mariadb. You can clone them and later use it in your own scripts. So now let me show you the Mysql Mariadb. This one is predefined for you, and it allows you to define command arguments, parameters, and specify if the data needs to be exported. So in general, this defines how you would like to grab your data. This one invokes remote SSH. Then you define how you invoke your command, or script in this case, and if you would like to export data. Notice that it is optional actually. You don't need to export data to have backup. A good example is actually Oracle Airman, where vProtect can actually run as a standalone scheduler, which invokes your remote backup process. Now, the type of the data that we protect, it can be either a file, which actually means a directory, a set of files. It also supports wildcard, as you can see, or it can be a stream. Finally, parameters define you how other administrators are going to fill in all of the values for environmental variables used by your script. So this is a single place where you describe what is necessary to be provided in order for your integration to work. Notice that it allows you to provide some description for the other administrators and default values. Optional, you can disable it so that it is dotted in the UI, and you can provide some password. Now the error handling also allows you to ignore specific codes. Some commands may require that, even if they return non-zero code or they return some extra output in the standard error output, then command will still succeed, even though otherwise it wouldn't. So now, once you have this execution configuration in place, you can define instances. So notice that I would like to have another MariaDB database protected. I will create a new instance. This one is going to be my MariaDB. Now the node configuration describes which set of nodes are allowed to execute this command. So in general, this may be more than one node, and you would need to allow all of these nodes to be able to execute this command. In my case, I have only one assigned to this configuration, so it's fine. Optionally, I can provide a backup policy, but what I'm really interested in is actually choosing the proper execution configuration. This one requires access over SSH. You have noticed that earlier in the configuration tab. So in my case, it is a demo. I have this database actually on the same machine. Now let's provide the credentials. And save it. Now, because I have selected MariaDB, it automatically propagated set of environmental variables. Now it is waiting actually to be filled in with specific values for this instance. In my case, I need to have several parameters configured. First of all, I need to specify which database I would like to protect. Then let's provide credentials. It's root user and some default password. The script that we are going to execute needs to be copied on the remote machine. This is the place where you will put it in your server. In my case, it already resides there, so it's in opt vprotect scripts. This template you can obviously copy directly from our directory. In opt vprotect scripts application, you can find all of these templates that we have prepared for you. Now you can save it and run. Here you can initiate backup. My backup destination is going to be file system, and let's initiate backup process. It executes export task in this case. Notice that node has just been assigned and export process has started. Export process has completed. Now the store task is running and it succeeded as well. So here in my history I'm going to have my first backup of my database. This one is very small. Now in the details, notice few things. This is a tar archive actually, and you can store any arbitrary files, but in general the end result is going to be a single archive if you have more than one file. So it is going to be automatically tarred into a single archive. Now let's try to restore it. Here I have the restore button. I open a window and I can again import it to the application or just restore it to the file system directly on the node where I would like to have it. So here I'm able to specify that it's going to be in the temp restored folder. And notice that I have temp restored testdb folder, and now my Maria has also appeared. So the end result is going to be your archive. So whatever you have asked for to be protected, whatever it is in your custom script, it will be stored as an archive. And we support all of these backup providers currently that vprotect has in its offering. So it allows you to quickly enhance your data protection, not only to protect VM level or storage level instances, but also the data that resides on remote systems. That includes virtual machines, containers, physical boxes. It doesn't really matter in this case. Any application. And now notice that inside this Vim, with Vim I can actually open it, this archive. You will see that this is a dump of the database in the MariaDB that has just been protected. So now you are ready to restore it with whatever tooling you are using to create this backup. Obviously, at some point you would like to automate it, so for applications you define backup SLAs. Inside the policies you will be able to define which applications need to be stored where, and if you would like to retry backups if they fail for any reason. Now the rule actually allows you to create, to specify schedules. Inside the schedules tab you will see that there are two options. You can periodically backup, either depending on the days of the week, days of the month, on the specific months, but also if specific hour is not what you would like to use, you can use interval-based scheduling. So between certain specific hours, you will have automatic backups enqueued and created. Like in this case, every 2 hours between 2 AM until the end of the day. All of these backup reports are also visible in here, so we will have a single pane of glass that allows you to monitor status of all of your entities that you protect, especially from the dashboard. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for the other videos.